Alright YouTube, this is the 13th WordPress theme which we are converting from scratch. While converting, what we are going to learn is how to use customizer. So what do I mean by that? So if you see, this is the theme that we are going to convert. So if you want to change the logo, you are free to go, which we have already seen in the previous video, but in this video we are going to see the banner. If you want to change the banner using customizer, you can customize it. So on the desktop I have an image. Let me set that image. Let's use this. Fine. Likewise, if you click on publish, the front page would be updated. And if you want to change the grid section, that is also you can do it. So we are going to add the section, and we are going to add setting, and we are going to add controls. So instead of heading 1, let's add a box 1 to all the boxes. And if you want this desktop to be available to the code, and we'll make here code or bar hyphen chart. Click on publish. And if you want to edit the text as test, you're free to go. Fine, that is working. Here in this tutorial we are going to see how to fix this. Fine, let's keep the banner as default. If you remove this and click on default, the default image would be available and it would be dynamically updated. Fine, let's get into the tutorial. WordPress theme from scratch, so which is 13th theme. I have named it as 13th theme. I have opened it on my Visual Studio Code. Now we are going to create the folder of theme. In the themes folder, create a new folder and call it as 13th_theme, and we need 3 basics files. The first one is going to be style.css, which will have description about the theme, and the second one is the index.html. It will have index.php, which will be the page that shows on the home page as a home page if your theme is selected, and the third one is the screenshot of your theme. So let's get the screenshot of that. Click on the screenshot extension, so it will give you the screenshot of this particular theme. Let's save it into our folder. Ctrl O, copy the path, get into the Chrome and paste it over here, and we are inside the theme folder, and we need to name it as screenshot.png. Now on the themes, your themes would be available. As we know, our index.php is blank. Let's select this. As we know, our index.php is blank. Our front page of the website is also going to be blank. So now what we are going to do is we just have to paste the whole content from the HTML theme. This is the HTML theme. Just copy the whole thing and paste it. Now if you refresh, you should see the values. Now as you see, let's paste this style into here, and let's link the style. Link, and with the help of blog info function we can able to link the style sheet. So since it's a PHP function, you have to wrap it inside PHP code, blog info, and style sheet underscore URL. It is actually working because we have given black. So since there is no image, we'll make it white for now. Fine, now everything seems to be working. Now let's make this navbar dynamic. So for that, WordPress bootstrap 4. So just type Navwalker, that's it. We'll get the first link as we already did in the previous 2 videos. you just have to get the class file and save it in the theme folder so that we can call it from the functions.php. Copy the whole file and save it as the name which has already been provided. All files. Now create another file called functions.php and here we need to register the navbar. On the index file, if you notice, we'll keep the form as it is. We'll remove the UL. We'll remove the whole UL part. And this is the code for displaying the navbar. We don't need the container. It's a boolean value because we already has a container, you see. And then let's work on the functions.php. So function.php will call this bootstrap navbar function, and then we have a function that will be hooked with this hook. So we have a custom logo and we have registered the navbar. So if you see, I think we have closed it mistakenly. So let's get into the dashboard. WP admin. So it says there is an error. Control O. We have saved this file as this name. If you refresh, fine, that is working. Now what we need to do is we have to check. Let's add a menu. It is already an option. So create menu, make it as a primary one, save, and now you should see the menus. Fine, that is working. And let's add the logo as well, because so before adding logo, let's separate these whole section. Before navbar, let's place this into a file called header.php. Control N, save it as header.php, paste it, and don't forget to add a WP head function, which will give you the bar at the top. And let's paste all the content from the footer. Now to call this footer, php get underscore footer is a function. The same way, get underscore header will call the header function. Now on the footer, we need to call the function wp footer just above the body tag, underscore footer. If you refresh, there would be no change except we have a top bar. So our menu is dynamic. So if you want to make the search bar dynamic, that can also be done just by adding the action and the name attribute to the form field. It's in the header. So let's get the method as get, and the action we need to give the home URL, so that should be coming dynamically. escape underscore URL, home underscore URL slash, and name as S, and that's it. It will be dynamic. Since we don't have much pages, that won't work for now. One more thing we need to add is the logo. So inside the nav brand, here it is. Either we need image or we need the title. If I refresh, now we should get the title over here because we don't have an image yet. So if you want, just click on customize. There will be a section for logo, site identity, select logo. Let's upload a logo. We don't have a logo, so we'll add the previous logo which we have used on the previous tutorial on the images. So here it is. Let's add this. Select so it will show up here. Publish. Now if I refresh here, I should see the logo instead of the title. So it's little too big. What we can do is we can style it. Inside the nav brand we have an image, so let's get into the style.css. Inside the nav brand we have an image, and let's give the height as 75 pixel and width as 50 pixel to make it important. Let's see whether our style.css is linked. Yes, it is linked. And now let's check whether just control minus it to get into the Navbar brand. So it's a custom logo. So if you see, let's add a height to it, let's add a width to it. Fine. Just copy the whole thing and paste it here. Now that will work. So our menu is dynamic for now. Now let's work on customize. So if you see on the appearance, we have a section called customize. So far we have just added the logo for the customization, and now if you see, we'll make the whole section customizable, and this paragraph along with the font awesome icon, we're going to make this customizable. So what do I mean by that? So likewise, like we have already 4 sections. Likewise, we need to add 2 more sections. The first one is going to be banner, and the second one is going to be the boxes. So if you click on either banner or boxes, image upload section and the title and description will be able to add. So fine, before doing that, I want to make a file. If you see on the index.php, it is taking some time. Fine. Now let's create a page and save it as front-page.php. Now if you refresh the home website, it would be blank because WordPress will search for the front-page.php. So now let's set the pages. Before that, let me create 2 more pages. Let's set the blog page and the home page. So for that, we need, the first one is home, The second one is blog. Just save these two pages, you don't have to do anything. This will act as a template. If you get into the settings and readings, there will be two sections. Where do you want to load the home page? I want the home page to be, it has been saved yet, it has not been saved yet, static. What happened to home? Yes, we have to click on publish. So let me refresh it. By the time it saves, let's select a static page, and I want the home page to be home and I want the blog page to be blog. Click on save changes, and now if you see, if you copy the whole section and paste it here, and that would work. Now let's work on the customize section. So for that we have to get into the functions.php. So to make this section available, I have created a function and I have attached it to a hook. So this is a function I have created and I have attached to the hook called customize register. So that itself is not enough. First we have to add a section, second we have to add a settings, and third we have to add the form fields. Fine, now let's add this section first. So this is a section with the object with the parameter received. Add section is a function, and the section name is going to be banner, and the default title is going to be banner. So this is going to be the theme name, 13th_ theme, and then the description, and again the theme name, and that's done. Now once the section is added, we need to add two things, which is settings and controls. So this is for heading. Inside the section we need to add two things. The first one is heading. It is just going to be the heading, and this is a theme name, theme mod, again this is theme name, and the section, as you see, we have to mention the section over here. Once you refresh, you should see the section, banner section. Banner section is available, and the default text is also available. This is the default text, and again this is for title, and for description or the para we'll add this. This is a banner text, theme mod, and the section is theme itself. Don't forget to add the theme name, or else Control B, Alt X, Alt Z, theme name. Now we should see two fields with the default text. Fine, that is working. Now let's add the image section, which would be slightly different. The same thing is, we need to add the settings and control, but for images it is not an input field, it is going to be the image upload section. So for that we have a default image, so we have to create a folder, C drive, XAMPP, HD docs, our theme, content, WP themes. Let's create a folder called img, and on the desktop we have the nature image, just this one. We'll paste it, n2.jpg. We'll name it as n2.jpg. This will be the default one, and this is going to be the background control, and make sure these two sections are matching. And then this is the theme name, and this is the section which we have created, the very first. This is for the section. This banner should match with the section, and the setting should match with this. Fine, now let's check. We should get the default image. Yes, that is working. Likewise, let's create another section. Copy paste the same thing. This is going to be the section. Box 1, and title is going to be box 1. Grid FA section, FA font awesome section, and we need to add the settings and controls. So it is going to be the font awesome icon. So this would be the label, box heading, the theme name, the section. So let's see, we have added at least one section. We don't have the heading. We will add the heading over here. Now we need to add the text section. The same way, this is going to be the section. Don't forget to change the theme name. This is the section. Now if you refresh, there would be two fields. Just copy the whole thing and it will be available here. If it won't be available, we'll do it. Now let's add the section for font awesome. Again, it is going to be a text field. Box 1 icon, theme name, default is bar chart, whatever it is. Then again the theme name, then the section name. If you refresh it, it's not a banner, it's box. And now bar chart. We can make this contact as well, so we'll leave it bar chart itself. The same way, we need to make this for box 2. And box 3 as well. I'm going to pause it and complete it. Fine, we have added 3 boxes on the same section without wasting space. So you can see this is heading 1, this is heading 2, and this is heading 3. And now all in the box 1. So let's change the name of the box. Where is add section, which is here. This one is for banner. Let's check for box. So let's name it as grid box. And now you should see the grid box over here. Now whatever is there over here, we want to make it available in this section. So for that, now to make this section dynamic, what we are going to do is, on the customizer, to make this section dynamic, we need to be using the function called getThemeMod. So this is the banner heading which we have used on the functions.php on the settings and controls, banner heading, and this is the default text. So let's check. So default text would be available. Now let's type something related to banner, and let's say UI Monk website. Click on publish, and now UI Monk website should be available. Great. Likewise, we have to make this as well, but not to forget the functions.php, it's banner text. So let's see what we get. it's just the banner text, the default value. Let's refresh it again and check. Now to customize it, complete WordPress theme from scratch. Click on publish, and now if I refresh, a complete WordPress theme from scratch. Now to set the background image, we already know it is applied to the Jumbotron, so let's get that. On the index, on the header file, we'll give the style. Call the class, and inside that we have an image, we have a background. So on the style.css, this is the background image. Control W, paste it. So on the header file, we need to paste the same thing just by replacing. Get the mod, it is going to be background image, and the template URL. Inside that, let's add the default image n2, or let's add n1. We don't need the position for it. Now let's check the default image, which is n1, would be available. It is still loading, we'll wait. It has not shown up yet. Let's see inside the image folder. We don't have that image. Downloads, it's in the desktop, incom, images, we have n1 over here. Let's get into our folder. So inside themes, just paste it. Close this and refresh the browser. You should see the default image. Great, that's working. Don't forget to change the color of the background text. Now if you want to make this default, just refresh it. Click on site identity, not on site identity, banner, and set this default. Publish it. Now if you refresh, we have changed the color to white. Now if you refresh, the white would be there. Great. Now we have made this dynamic. Likewise, we don't need the header, we don't need footer. On the front page, let's make this section as dynamic as well. So if you remember, it is box text on the functions.php. Let's get the box text first. Completing the background, here it is, box heading. We don't have box heading, we have box text. One fine, where it is on the front page. Let's copy the whole section, and it is para text. The same way, don't forget the space where it is the icon what we have used. It's in box 1 icon, FA icon. Actually it is not FA icon, it is FA icon. FA. So the default text, will make the default text as something called code. We'll make the default as code. If I refresh, I should see the code. Fine. Now let's add the box heading 1. Actually it is default. Let's paste the whole section, and bar chart. Click on publish. Refresh it. the paragraph. Actually I have misused it. It will come here. Misplaced it. It will come here. Now let's refresh. Great. The same way, if you want heading, let's add h6 and give the heading class as well. Heading text should be the default one. Let's refresh and see how does it looks. Heading text. So instead of heading text, what I need is, let's add box, whatever we need. Box heading 1. Click on publish. You see box heading 1 is available. If I refresh it, I should see box heading 1. Great. Likewise, we'll copy the whole section. Just we need to add the number. So it is 2, and again it is 2. Now if you should know that where this is coming from, because we have used this on control and settings on functions.php. Now if I refresh, we got the default value. Let's make this as a desktop. Click on publish. We'll use the same thing. Publish. Refresh it. Fine, that is working as we thought.